Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Charles, and in today's DIY video, I want to talk about my attempts at trying to fix our Kenmore Elite dryer. We've had it for at least 10 years now, and it had stopped heating the other day. In one of my earlier videos, I talked about how you can save money during the pandemic, and in one of the ways you can do that is to do things yourself. So I did a few searches online, and I came across improvenet.com. There it states that a technician would charge anywhere between $30 to about $80 to run a diagnostics test to see what's wrong. And then once the problem is found, it would cost roughly another $300 to $420 to fix the issue. And of course, that price all depends on what needs to be fixed. But of course, we could have just caved and said, you know what, let's just go ahead and buy a new one. I mean, we've had this dryer for at least 10 years now, and who knows if maybe I'm able to fix it, who knows how much longer it'll last. But you know what I said, you know, if I can get it to work again, maybe we can get a few more years out of it and save that money that we would have spent to buy a new one. So did I find the issue, and was I able to get our dryer to work again? In a moment, you'll see footage of what it took to take our whole dryer apart and to put it all together again. I sped up most of the video, and I stopped to get to the interesting points so that I could point certain things out. Stay tuned until the end to find out how things went. Maybe you might learn something. This is our Kenmore Elite Oasis dryer. We've had this dryer for about 10 years now, but recently it had stopped working. It no longer heats up. There's still power that still goes to it. I mean, it still turns on, the drum still spins, but just the heating portion of it doesn't work. I've had issues with this dryer in the past before where the tensioning pulley that spins the drum was squealing, and so I had to open this up a couple times to replace that pulley. But this time around, the heating portion of it doesn't work, so I'm going to attempt to try and fix this to hopefully save us some money from having to buy a new dryer. Alright, so I got our dryer pulled out of the washroom in an area in the second floor where I have more room to work on it. And so this is kind of like what it looks like right now. Haven't done anything to it yet. So I saw a couple of videos online about the Kenmore Elite Oasis dryer where they're saying like possible reasons why it's not heating is possibly due to 3 thermostats that are included in this dryer that may be out. So what it looks like I need to do, I need to essentially rip this dryer apart so that I can get to those thermostats. Okay, now that I got the drum out, here's what the dryer looks now with the drum removed. And you can see all the working parts. There's the motor there that spins the drum. Here's the mechanism that collects all the dust and lint. And here's the heating element and the gas that fires up to generate the heat inside the dryer. Now, from the looks of it, I think these two are the heat sensors. Looks like these two as well. I'll have to verify that there are only 4 in this model, so I could start troubleshooting. So I think I found the issue with this dryer. These two elements here, I probed it with my ohm meter, setting it to ohms. When I probed across the terminals, when I probed across these two terminals, I was getting an open. And same thing with this. When I probed across these two terminals, I got an open. I believe if these are operational, this should be normally closed, in which I would essentially read a short across the two terminals. But since I'm reading an open, I'm thinking this is the two that are causing the problem here. I still do need to pull up the schematic for this dryer to find out what type of sensors these two are, to find out if these are normally closed or normally open. Because for these two sensors here, when I probed across these two, I was essentially getting a short between the two. And same thing with this sensor here. When I probed across these two terminals, I was getting a short, which tells me that these sensors are closed. So again, I need to get the schematic to find out if these two sensors here are supposed to be normally closed. Videos that I've seen on reasons why the Kenmore Elite dryer is not heating, when they would probe across the terminals, they would get a beeping sound indicating that there is a short. And from the videos, the person was saying that the element is good if you're getting that beeping sound. So with that being said, it sounds like with these two, because I was getting an open across both terminals for both these sensors, that they were registering being open. I believe that these are the sensors that are bad. So again, I need to find out the schematic to find out for sure what type of sensors these are. Alright, so I had no luck finding a schematic, wiring schematic for my Kenmore Elite dryer. I did, however, was able to find a website that if you typed in the model number of the dryer, it'll give you a parts list for everything that is used in this dryer. So in previous videos that I looked at for troubleshooting, it mentioned that possibly this item, and possibly this item and this item could be suspect as to why the heater is not working. And so when I looked up each of those 4 parts on that website, it mentioned that if they were bad, they would tell you what to look for if something was wrong with it. And then so it came to that this part is the part that's actually bad. What it is a thermal fuse, and essentially it's saying that if you run a ohm meter across it, it should show a complete circuit. So when I did that, I did not get a complete circuit. Basically, it was just an open. So it's basically saying that the fuse is blown. Otherwise, it would make a complete circuit across the ohm meter. So I was able to buy the part. I have it here. I'm about to ready to replace it, and so hopefully this will fix the issue. All right, wish me luck. Alright, so I'm behind the dryer, about to install the gas, just to do a test run to see if this really works. So before I go and do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that the existing yellow tape. What this is a tape that that completes the seal between the threaded pipe, the pipe end, and the hose that's going to supply the gas. You want to make sure that it's a complete seal so that the gas does not escape. And so that's what the tape does. And so when you do that, you want to make sure you use. So here's that yellow tape that I'm going to apply around there. And when you do that, you want to use two of these wrenches when you go and tighten it. Well, one of the wrenches is going to be on the pipe end, so that as you go to tighten that end, you want to hold this one steady, and then use the other one to tighten the nut on this end, so that you're not twisting this pipe. You're keeping this end of this pipe still while you're turning the nut on this one to tighten it across that. All right. All right. The last step of doing this is connect the air outlet to the back end of the dryer. So now we're gonna move the dryer back up against the wall, plug it in, and we'll try it out. All right, the dryer is moved back into position. I'm gonna turn on the power, and you're gonna see this thing heats up. Give it a try. Okay, that's good. Power goes on. You can see there. And I'm just gonna hit start. See how it goes. Okay, if you can hear it, it's running. I'll give it another 30 seconds, and I'll open up the dryer to see if I feel any heat. Alright, the dryer's been running for about a minute. I'm about to shut off the power, or hit the stop anyways, and see if there's heat. It is definitely warm inside here. Alright, so it looks like the repair worked. It is definitely warm in here. Looks like the repair of just replacing the blown fuse seemed to have done the job. Alright, I'd say it's a good day. It works. Alright, so there you have it. It costs about $3 for this replacement part to get our dryer working again. Time-wise, I would say between having to take our dryer apart, finding out what's wrong with it, ordering the part, waiting for the part to come in, and then putting our dryer back together again, I would say it took about 5 days for all that to happen, which is fine because we didn't need to use our dryer that whole time. And I'm happy to say, since the repair has been done, we've used the dryer a couple times already, and it's been working just fine. When it comes to DIY projects, there are a few things that you need to consider. The first is your comfort level in doing the project. Maybe you have some applicable experiences that might help in doing the project, or you just might decide that it's best to leave it to the experts. If you're really set on doing a DIY project, but you're not confident on your skill level, don't hesitate to ask a buddy for some help. Halfway through a project, you might find yourself that you're in way over your head, and that it's costing you way so much time and money to complete the project. If you ever find yourself that you're in that situation, just stop and ask a buddy for some help. The second thing you must consider before taking on a DIY project is to consider whether or not it'll be worth your time and money to do it. Sure, it might seem fun to do the project yourself, but if you need the project done in a timely manner, leaving it to the experts may be the best thing to do. Remember, your time is valuable, and it would be better spent on other activities. Sure, it may cost you more if you have experts do the project for you, but at least you will have the peace of mind that the project is now done and that you could move on to the next activity. Well, that's it for this DIY segment. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the like button, and turn on your notifications so that you can be informed every time I release a new video. Until then, take care!